Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. Introducing peaches. That's short for low-hanging fruit. At any rate, it's a 1998, a very early 98 GLT model. It has a low pressure turbo, inline 5. It seems to be loaded, and the previous owner was told that it had a bad turbo because it wouldn't drive. It was only going like very slow. So he had an estimate of $2,800 to fix that, and he bowed out because it was an old car and he was a little bit afraid of it. So after putting it around his apartment parking lot for a few years, he decided to put it on Craigslist to sell it. And I seen the Craigslist ad, had very little information in it, no picture. I went to see the car and purchased the car. He was asking $500, but he took, I think, a lot less than that for it. So here she is. In my process of troubleshooting, I took a few things loose and checked a few things out and realized that the radiator was hanging down that much. So it looks like about 3-4 inches. Because the radiator was hanging down, the previous owner likely drove up on a parking clip, and as you can see, here's the bumper and there's the intercooler. The intercooler's hanging down lower than the bumper, about 3 or 4 inches. So he tore the bottom of the intercooler off. And that's what brought this car to a halt. He thinking it was a bad turbo, where actuality it was a bad intercooler. I pulled the intake tubes off and stuck my hand down into the turbo and realized the turbo was actually in good shape. That's when I looked under it and seen the intercooler torn apart, which I suspected from the radiator being low. And I did tell him that, but as with most of these cars, it needs several other maintenance item things like PCV system, full tune-up, timing belt, stuff like that. So those things cost money, and he was kind enough to sell it to me at a deal. Now, I did notice that the coolant reservoir is about empty. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the radiator or not, but so I think there's a leak somewhere. It may be in the hoses or something in this radiator being dropped. At any rate, the hoses was holding it up. It's not all the way empty, so I'm not really that concerned about it. But the low coolant light is not lit, so at least the sensor's bad. The bottle looks pretty new. Maybe somebody didn't hook something up right, or it's got a bad sensor. At any rate, I have one of those. I'm going to put a sensor on there. Okay, and battery in it was dead, so I took it to AutoZone, and they serviced and charged the battery for me. So the battery's good to go. So I'm also going to do the timing belt, because looking through the service records, the timing belt was replaced somewhere around 47,000, and that's about 60-something thousand miles ago, and nothing else was replaced when the timing belt was done. So I'm going to replace everything in that timing belt system. Then I'm going to replace the air filters and do anything else that's necessary to get this car serviced and serviceable up front here. It has headlight wipers. One of them is broken, so we're going to take care of that. This whole wiper clip thing is broken. Going to have to order one of those, I guess, from FCP. I got a battery clip for it. The windshield wipers are trashed on it. We'll get a pair of those. The windshield is cracked. I'm not sure if I'm going to replace that or not. That is a consideration. For some reason, this little door handle locking mechanism is twisted, so I'm gonna go in there and see what's going on with that. But when I lock it and unlock it, it locks and unlocks. Not sure what's going on there. Most things in here looks good. This panel here was stretched and torn, so I found one in the junkyard. Buster Brown stashed it. Don't know where that is, so we'll find that and do something with that. And other than that, this interior is very nice. The seats are not torn. Somebody put a seat cover on it. He said it was on it when he bought it, so he just left it on there. It's a real sheepskin seat cover. So I'll take it off and offer it to whoever buys it. I'm going to put a heater core in there. Somebody broke off the handle that you use to adjust the tilt steering wheel. So I have one of those. I'm going to replace that. The interior of the car, in my opinion, is a 4 of 5 because the door panels are stretched. The headliner looks great. Somehow the mirror is loose, so I'm going to pull that down and see if that can be secured or if it needs to be replaced. The sun visor on the passenger side is sagging. I'll find one of those and replace that. It looks like, heck, they tried to fix that with tape, whatever that means. And but the headliner is nice and clean. The rest of the interior of the car is clean. The back of the vehicle, the struts hang it up pretty tight. The rear panel is on relatively tight. I see a clip is loose here. Other than that, the back of the car seems to be in really good shape. It has a cargo catching mat there. And because the guy was starting the car and driving it around the parking lot of his apartment complex, it was running extremely rich, and it's dumped a lot of fuel in the oil. So the oil needs to be changed. I'll probably do that right now along with the radiator. So I need to run and get the coolant for it. Actually, I'm just going to put water in there since I'm going to do the timing belt and water pump. So I'll just put water in there until I get my timing belt parts and probably do that stuff here real shortly. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.